silly self. The meeting is not until a couple hours from now. So let's finish this up. So Moses intercedes for the people. We're on chapter 14, number 13. Chapter 14, verse 13. But Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it, for you brought up this people in your might from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of this land. They have heard, hold on. What are we talking about? So Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it. Let me read at 11 because I'm getting confused. Okay, and the Lord said to Moses, how long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me in spite of all the signs that I have done among them? Dang, that gotta hurt. And he was a righteous man. He even parted the Red Sea. Well, of course the Lord did it, but you know. Moses intercedes for the people. Oh, wait. I will strike them with a pestilence and disinherit. And disinherit them. And I will make you of a greater nation and mightier than they. Moses. Oh, that's what the Lord said to. Oh, that's what the Lord said to Moses. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. I just came back. Okay, cool. Number 13. But Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it, for you brought up this people in your might from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of the land. They have heard that you, O Lord, are in the midst of this people. For you, O Lord, are seen face to face, and your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Now if you kill this people as one man, then the nations who have heard your fame will stay. It's because the Lord was not able to bring his people into the land that he swore to give to them, that he has killed them in the wilderness. But now, I'm getting confused. I think I'm reading it a little awkwardly. It's making me stumble all over the place. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. But now, please let the power of the Lord be great, as you have promised, saying, the Lord is slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, forgiving iniquity and transgression. But he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of their fathers on the children to the third and fourth generation. Please pardon the iniquity of this people, according to the greatness of your steadfast love. So Moses is always, even when they speak down on him, he's always going before the Lord and asking for forgiveness on their behalf. Just as you forgiven this people from Egypt until now. So God promises judgment. Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, but truly, as I live, and as all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, none of the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I did in Egypt and the wilderness, and yet have put me to the test these 10 times and have not obeyed my voice, shall see the land that I swore to give to their fathers, and none of those who despise me shall see it. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it. Now since the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valleys, turn to Marah and set out for the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, How long shall this wicked congregation grumble against me? I have heard the grumblings of the people of Israel, which they grumble against me. Say to them, as I live, declares the Lord, what you have said in my hearing I will do to you. Your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness, and of all your number, listed in the census, from 20 years old and upward, who have grumbled against me, not one shall come into the land where I swore that I will make you dwell, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. But your little ones, who said will become prey, I will bring in, and they shall know the land that you have rejected. But as for you, your dead bodies shall fall into the wilderness, and your children shall be shepherds in the wilderness 40 years, and shall suffer for your faithfulness. Or faithlessness, sorry. Wow, man. That's gotta suck. Seriously. It says, until the last of your dead bodies lie in the wilderness. Dang. So now the 40 years, I thought, this is why it's important to read the Bible for yourself. I thought the Egyptians, I thought the Israelites were complaining for 40 years, and that's why they didn't inherit the land. This heater is making my throat dry. I thought they were complaining and wait. Oh. This just did the most. I thought they were complaining and that's why they didn't inherit the land. I thought they were complaining for 40 years. But from the words, water just be hitting a little different. Ooh. Feel like it bring me right back to life. But no. Yeah, I thought they was complaining every single day for 40 years. But that's not what happened. They were complaining, and so the Lord cursed them. For their faithlessness. At least that's what I'm interpreting so far. It could, it could change, but so cursed for 40 years for faithlessness. Okay, according to the number of the days in which you spied out. Oh, dang, that's gotta suck. So when they sent 70 men to spy on Canaan, the land of Canaan, or Canaan, I'm not sure. They went for 40 days. So the Lord cursed them for 40 years because of their complaining. So according to the number of the days in which you spied out of the land, 40 days, a year for each day, you shall bear the iniquity 40 years. And you shall know my displeasure. So the Lord is like, I want you to know that I'm displeased with your behavior. I want you to know. I, the Lord, have spoken. Surely this will I do to all this wicked congregation who are gathered together against me. In the wilderness they shall come to a full end, and they shall die there. And the men whom Moses sent to spy out on the land, who returned and made all the congregation grumble against him by bringing up a bad report about the land. The men who brought up a bad report of the land died by plague before the Lord. That's kind of messed up though, because I don't even know if they just went to see what y'all told them to go spy and come back with the news of what it said, right? Am I mistaken? But maybe they just had fear and it struck everybody else with fear. But maybe the Lord is saving Caleb and Nun, right? Because of their faith. They're like, y'all, like, we got it. The Lord is gone. He's going to protect us. He's going to give us the weapons that we need. The strength that we need. Okay. That's, well, dang. Israel defeated in battle. When Moses told these words to all the people of Israel, the people mourned greatly. And they rose early in the morning and went up to the heights of the hill country saying, here we are. We will go up to the place that the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. But Moses said, why now are you transgressing the command of the Lord, when that will not succeed? Do not go up, for the Lord is not among you, lest you be struck down before your enemies. Hold on. So they tried to go to the promised land before it was promised. I mean, not before it was promised. Before it was, before the Lord gave consent. So Moses telling them, why are you transgressing the command? What does transgressing mean? Transgressing means infringe or go beyond the bounds of, misbehave. Let me write that down. Oh, where is it? So even if the Lord promises me something, promises us something, if we get it too soon, it's not what the Lord promised. The Lord's promise is the actual thing. Let's say if He promised us a great job, for example. That promise given too soon is not from the Lord. The promise that the Lord has a specific time and has a specific, whatever is connected to that thing. Like, for example, if the Lord promises marriage, your marriage has a specific time that it's supposed to come about, and a specific, those qualities of my husband or wife or whatever. Okay. So a promise received too soon is a curse. Let me not say curse, but it's not God's promise. So it's not God's promise. His promise It says, why are you transgressing the command of the Lord when that will not succeed? It just won't. It won't succeed. Do not go up, for the Lord is not among you, lest you be struck down before your enemies. For there the Amalekites and the Canaanites are facing you, and you shall fall by the sword, because you have turned back from the following of the Lord. The Lord is not with you. The Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the heights of the hill country, although neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses departed out of the camp. Then the Amalekites, so Moses like, I ain't going with y'all. The covenant didn't go. I wonder what that means. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in the hill country, came down and defeated them and pursued them, even to Hamorah. Well, chapter 14. It was cold. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, When you come into the land you are to inhabit, which I am giving you, you offer to the Lord from the herd or from the flock a food offering or a burnt offering or a sacrifice to fulfill a vow, or as a free will offering, or at your appointed feasts, to make a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Then he who brings his offering shall offer to the Lord a grain offering of a tenth of an ephah, or fine flour mixed with a quarter of a hin, or oil. And he shall offer with the burnt offering. So complaining delayed. Complaining delayed the promise. That's why I like, in this season that I'm in, I'm really enjoying it. At first it was like a little, like I knew it was something that I had to do, so I had to kind of force it a little bit. But I'm not complaining. I'm not looking for anything. I got everything I need. If I were to die today, and this is some real stuff, if I were to die today, I would be pretty satisfied. I would be satisfied with the life that I've lived. Of course, I'm not going to die today, because there's a lot more that is in my heart that has to be pursued and put out into the world. Like, I don't think I've completed my mission yet. I think I just began to really even understand what that mission was. But I spelled completely wrong. Complaining delayed the process. The promise. Okay. Number 6. Or of a ram, you shall offer for a grain offering 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour with 1/3 of a hin of oil. And for the drink offering, you shall offer 1/3 of a hin of wine, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. When you offer a bull as a burnt sacrifice to fulfill a vow, or for peace offerings to the Lord, then one shall offer with the bull a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed with half a hin of oil. And you shall offer the drink offering, half a hin of wine, as a food offering, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Thus it shall be done for each bull or ram, for each lamb or young goat. As many as you suffer, so shall you do with each one. As many as there are. Every native Israelite shall do these things in this way, in offering a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. And if a stranger is sojourning with you, or if anyone is living permanently among you, and he wishes to offer a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord, he shall do as you do. For the assembly there shall be one statute for you, and the stranger who sojourns with you, a statute forever throughout your generations. And you shall sojourn, and you and the sojourner shall be alike before the Lord. One law, one rule shall be for you, and for the stranger who sojourns with you. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, When you come into the land to which I bring you, and when you eat of the bread of the land, you shall present a contribution to the Lord of the first of your dough. You shall present a loaf as a contribution, like a contribution from the threshing floor. So you shall present it. Some of your first dough you shall give to the Lord as a contribution throughout your generations. Loss of unintentional sins. But if you sin unintentionally, or by mistake, or do not observe all the commandments that the Lord has spoken to you, or spoken to Moses, all that the Lord commanded you by Moses from the day that the Lord gave commandment and onward throughout your generations. Then if it is done unintentionally without the knowledge of the congregation, all the congregation shall offer one bull from the herd for a burnt offering, a pleasing aroma to the Lord, with its grain offering and its drink offering, according to the rule. And on the male, and one male goat for a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for all the congregation of the people of Israel, that they shall be forgiven, because it was a mistake, and that their offering a food offering to the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord, before their mistake. For the Lord before their mistake. All the congregation of the people of Israel shall be forgiven, and the stranger who sojourns among you, because the population was involved in the mistake. And one person sins unintentionally. I might have to take a break soon. I'm getting a little. Okay. Because I want to be fully present. You shall have one law for him who does anything unintentionally for him, who is native among the people of Israel, and the stranger who sojourns among them, and the person who does anything with a high hand, whether he is native or a sojourner, reviles the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from among his people, because he has despised the word of the Lord and has broken his commandment. That person shall be utterly cut off. His iniquity shall be on him. A Sabbath breaker executed. While the people of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. And those who found him gathering sticks brought him to Moses and Aaron, to all the congregation. They put him in custody, because it had not been made clear that what should be done to him. Then the Lord said to Moses, the man shall be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him in stones outside the camp. And all the congregation brought him outside the camp and stoned him to death with stones, as the Lord commanded Moses, saying, tassels and garments. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the people of Israel and tell them to make tassels on the corners of their garments throughout their generations, and to put the cord of blue in tassel. And put the cord of blue on the tassel of each corner. There should be a tassel for you to look at and remember all the commandments of the Lord, to do them, and not to follow after your own heart and your own eyes. Which you are inclined to whore after. We're inclined. So you shall remember and do all my commandments, and be holy to your God. For I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Should I stop? Because I'm getting a little tired. I might go put something in my belly and then, no, I can finish. I got this. The Lord gonna be with me. Father, please help me. Give me some energy. I need a little bit of energy. I need an energy boost for me, Lord. Lord, help me. When my eyes start getting watery. Alright. So you shall remember and do my... chapter 16. Korah's rebellion. Now Korah was the son of Korah the son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men And they rose up before Moses with the number of the people of Israel, 200. I know they ain't about to try to take my boy Moses out. 250 chiefs of the congregation, chosen by the assembly, well-known men. They assembled themselves together against Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far, for all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" So jealousy strikes. Poor Moses. When Moses heard it, he fell on his face, and he said to Korah and all his company in the morning, "In the morning the Lord will show who he is, and who is holy, and will bring him near to him. The one whom he chooses, he will bring near to him. Do this: take census, Korah and all his company, put fire in them, and put incense on them before the Lord tomorrow. And the man whom the Lord chooses shall be the Holy One. You have gone too far, sons of Levi." Period, Moses. And Moses said to Korah, wait, that was Moses speaking, right? Yeah, okay. And Moses said to Korah, "Hear now, the sons of Levi, it is too small of a thing for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do service in the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister to them, and that he has brought you near to him, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you. And you, and would you seek the priesthood also? Therefore it is against the Lord that you and all your company have gathered together. What is Aaron that you grumble against him?" And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, "We will not come up. It is a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land of flowing milk and honey." Okay. He's saying you brought us out of the land of flowing milk and honey. Egypt, where you was a slave? Talking about it was a small thing, but you wanted to get out. Please. "To kill us in the wilderness, that you must also make yourself a prince over us? Moreover, you have not brought us into the land of flowing milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up." Y'all about to die. I don't know who. Y'all going against the Lord's chosen one. Oh, that heat feels so good. Let me turn it down just a smidge. And Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them. I have not harmed one of them." And Moses said to Korah, "Be present, you and all your company before the Lord, you and they, and Aaron tomorrow. Let every one of you take his censer and put incense on it. And every one of you bring before the Lord his censer, 250 censers. You also and Aaron, each his censer." So every man took a censer and put fire in them, and laid incense on them, and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Then Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord appeared to all the congregation. And the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, "Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment." The Lord like, "Hey, look, watch out. Let me get them real quick." And they fell on their faces and said, "Oh God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and you'll be angry with all the congregation?" And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying,